Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. So, speed defies gravity bike. Nice bike. Let's see, so it's about 2:20 p.m., 23.3 degrees Celsius, 45% humidity, real nice day here in the Hudson Valley. It is 9:20 Sunday, 24.1 degrees, and no, my batteries, the sun's not directly on it, or it's on it, but kind of at an angle there, so not getting a charge worth a hoot. What am I up to? Well, let me show you guys. That mouse turd Honda engine. The good news is it started up. The bad news is it's dead. So I got it to fire. I put oil in it and gave it a little hoot of starting fluid, and it popped. So next I put some gas into the carburetor. Right, choked it, and she fired right up, and it ran for 10-15 strokes, but it was banging, and I'm thinking, is that a rod knock? And then it did this, and I said, sounds like a rod knock. Then I kind of wiggled it back and forth, and now it's so luckily threw the rod at a very nice low RPM, but it did throw a rod, so it's dead. So what I get off of this, and the block is intact, though it's a 6-to-1 gear reduction study. Still don't know what I'm going to do with it. The head is intact, valves, carburetor I know is good, it works, air cleaner, cleaner cover. So, though it's a dead engine, I more or less got it for free. Let's call it for free. And but it's done. It blew up. It go bang. But it did run. So I know once again I got a good carb here, a good 8 horsepower carb, right? Got a good coil. I know she sparks. It runs. Actually, if it wasn't for the engine banging, it sounded pretty good. What do I have left? I have 2 more engines in the back of the truck. The reason why I picked up that one and carried it away is because it was the light one. It was easy to pick up and carry away. Now the next 2 are heavy as a hoot, and I'm gonna have to hurt myself to pick them up and move them. See, that's the problem when you get old and you pick something up that's too heavy. It hurts. Like that's gonna weigh a megaton and a half. You know what? I think I'm gonna do that engine last. That just looks like it's gonna hurt. Gonna hurt too much. So we'll do that one last. If I catch up with my son, maybe I'll have him help me. So it looks like this guy is next. 5 horsepower Briggs on a bunch of metal. So we'll see if she runs. Am I upset? No. For the generator is worth the $200. So for $10, I got 3 engines, and basically that engine was more or less it's seized, why don't you take it? I'm glad, actually, that it came up seized, because if I pulled the string and got compression, he might have wanted to charge me for it. Right, I did okay because I got this right here. How's that for a place to keep your Honda generator? It's not supposed to rain for a couple of days, so it'll get put away before then. One other thing I did, I'm trying to do projects around the house at the same time I'm working on all this junk. Garage doors, I know you guys are probably sick of hearing about garage doors, but I'm like learning about them one bolt at a time. So you guys know I installed these garage doors, and before I put the opener in, I wanted to make sure that the door was working 100% properly. And what I noticed was, first of all, I had a couple of things kind of hanging out here that the door was hitting and kind of clanging on, so I straightened that out. But still, the door would go up fairly smooth, but it would come down, it would kind of, as I pull it down, it didn't feel right. So what I discovered is, see that pulley up there that the cable goes over? Well, if you move the pulley closer to the wall on both sides, what it does is it keeps the cable from scraping over here, right? And what I had was, I basically had the cable rubbing over here. So anyway, now that that's straightened out, it appears, obviously I'm fighting the spring on the way down, but it appears to function much better for the way down and the way back up, right? Much smoother. Because the last thing I want to do is put $200 worth of garage door opener on it and have it screw the garage door up. So I've learned a lot. Now I need to finish this garage door up. Now that I've learned things, what I need to do is put the upper frame on, right, and wheels for the cable, put the cables in, put the springs on, and then this door will be done too. Around me, to do a 8-foot door, this is 9 foot, which makes it a little more expensive. To do an 8-foot door, 7 tall, 8-foot wide door, there's a guy that will install the door and the garage door opener for $1,000. And if you go through the math, I don't know if he's using the insulated doors. Let's just assume he is for a laugh. You could buy the insulated 8-foot door for $2.99 at Home Depot. You could buy the garage door opener for another couple of $100. So let's say he bangs the door in a day. He makes a quick $500, right? And if he's lucky enough where the frame and all works and so forth, if he has a helper, he can easily do 2 doors in a day. Especially if you know what you're doing. If you're working with somebody who has a clue, you can bang the door in a half a day, no problem. Because I put a door in by myself in like five and a half hours. So piece of cake. But you know what? If you don't know what you're doing, you got a lot of learning to do for that $500. Yeah, for both doors, considering these are wider and all, it probably would have been more like $1,200, or it probably would have been like $1,100-$1,200 each to do them. So, I'll get both doors, the opener, both openers, and the whole bit put together for about half the price he would have charged me. It's going to be, I don't know, somewhere around $1,100 instead of $2,200 to $2,400. So it pays to do the work, but I'm doing a lot of learning as I'm doing it. It's not just going right in, obviously. Anyway, folks, so I wanted to conclude the Honda story. This engine was taken off a cement mixer because the cement mixer theoretically fell off a truck and got destroyed, and it was an insurance payoff. Turns out they probably, my guesstimate is they might have staged the accident, or they knew the cement mixer was crap and they didn't take very good care of it, and the cement mixer got destroyed, and once again the insurance company paid it off. The guy I got the engine from has a body shop and a tow business, and he went out and got the cement mixer, and then after it was totaled he junked it out and kept the engine off of it. He never bothered to start the engine. He just bagged the engine and said, it's a Honda motor, it's got to be worth something. He put it in a shed where it sat for years, at which time the mice built the whole thing into it. He went to get rid of it, and to me, and it's like, hey, that engine's seized, I'll take it rather than you scrap it, and that was part of the $210 deal. So I more or less got the engine for nothing, and it turns out what I got for nothing is a recoil cover, though from an eBay point of view it's not worth very much, it's pretty trashy. But I got the carburetor and all of this stuff, which is good because it functions. There we are. The muffler's more or less junk too. Okay folks, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Thanks for all the advice I get, the support, all that type of stuff. I'm not going to open that engine up and attempt to throw a rod into it. Look it up on eBay and get a rod, though. It's probably fairly cheap, because even if the engine was running perfectly, what the hell am I going to do with an engine with 6-to-1 gear reduction, right? And even though from a resale point of view it might have some value, the engine is a older version and it's got plenty of miles on it and it's not very pretty. So even with that, even if it's a $150 engine, it's not really worth putting all the time and effort into fixing it up. It's worth more as parts. So that's what it's going to become. Anyway folks, thanks for watching, commenting, subscribing. Continue to watch, comment, subscribe, like the comments. Yeah, so please continue to do all the above. Remember to enjoy your life, enjoy your days, get out there and have some fun. Stay the heck out of the buckwheat, and remember to stay upright. Take care folks. Bye.